I'm always on the lookout for you guys out there in the fucking real world. You live in your little fucking bubble.
Our little bubble here.
There was an article about Artie.
Oh, in Rolling Stone.
Oh, that thing.
Oh, you know about this shit?
Yeah.
You read the Rolling Stone article and you thought you'd
It's the
tell us?
fucking weirdest fucking thing I've ever read in my life.
Do you think it's a negative article or do you think it's a positive article?
That's the best article he's ever read about.
They had an age-old debate about this fucking article.
Well, let me ask you something.
This is the only art. Listen, if you read an article about an entertainer, I think this is history. This would not. I have never read an article about an entertainer where the entertainer is described as a liar. You don't see that like if they're doing a piece on fucking Elizabeth Taylor.
Right.
Not only is Elizabeth Taylor lie to people. What? You go, what?
But let me ask you
I thought I was reading about a fucking comic. What?
Norm, let me ask you a question. There's a school of thought, which I share,
Yeah.
that, Artie's book is about his
And then
drug.
and then she goes like, there's other shit where she goes like, he's a fucking guy that's like, kind of like these two dead guys. Andrew Dice Clay, obese, tragic clown. Like, that's a phrase. There's no phrase with obese in it. I've heard tragic clown. She tries to throw that in as if that's the phrase.
Well, I know Artie.
Obese, tragic clown.
And then I'm like David Sedaris, which is great.
No, all of a sudden she goes, I guess I'll make him a fruit. What the fuck is that? First,
So you didn't like the article?
he knows, because he knows.
Understand it.
What? I didn't like the article.
You didn't like the article?
It's the fucking worst article I've ever read. This ain't no puff piece. Listen, let me tell you about. You know show business.
Yeah.
You got your puff pieces.
Yes.
And then if it's not a puff piece, what is it? Inevitably,
It's a shitty
hatchet
piece.
job.
Yeah, hatchet job, right.
Fucking hatchet job.
But let me ask you something.
This is horror.
You're working up Artie into a sweat, but can I give you the opposite point of view?
He's just funny. I think he's funny.
Norm.
Not being funny. I didn't think it's shit article.
Artie is in Rolling Stone, which is exciting.
Yeah, because they come and they go, hey, man, we like you. Hey, I know these motherfuckers. Hey, we like you. I mean, obviously they're not going to go, hey, man, we're going to fucking call you an obese clown. Here, can we take your picture?
Do you ever,
by the way,
did this ever happen to you?
Artie, why do you have a fucking sign saying no photography fucking equipment allowed in my apartment?
The picture was not good in your opinion? Yeah.
No, the picture, I don't know.
Norm, has this ever happened to you? Were you ever the victim of a hatchet job?
No, I did.
You seem bitter.
Because people come with, obviously, she came fucking wanting to fucking fuck Artie over.
Do you think so?
You think?
Of
Can I ask you
course.
something?
That's what they do when they do this thing. But
Norm, I'm trying to ask you a question.
But I had a guy that came to me one time and he actually liked me.
Yeah.
I changed his mind.
You mean he came in to do a positive piece?
Yeah, I was at Saturday Night Live, right?
piece.
So the guy fucking comes and he thinks I know about politics, but I don't know about anything.
Right.
Right?
Just because you did the news.
Yeah,
doesn't
just because I
mean-
did the news. So he's a famous guy. He wrote this book called
Oh, the guy you had, Howard, David Weil.
David Eggers. David Weil was a good guy.
Yeah, I had David Weil.
David Eggers. He wrote a book called My Staggering Book of Genius or some fucking thing.
Oh, yeah. I read that book. It's a good book.
Yeah, I don't know. I won't read a book where I don't understand the title. This will be a good. Like those movies?
Yeah.
Too fat to fish.
Yeah, I'm too fat to fish.
That's my title.
I know it is. I like it. It's a good book.
Norm, what are you saying? You had a hatchet job done on you? What are you saying?
No, I'm saying he came. That was very funny because he came liking me, right?
Right.
So he goes, "Hey, man, politics, right?" And I go, "I don't know anything, Jim Downey knows a lot of stuff. He does those, and I just like read the headline and then try to figure out a joke."
All right.
And so he goes, "Oh, he's kind of like, huh?" Because I guess he liked political stuff or some fucking thing. So I was doing stand-up. So I go do my stand-up, right? And I'm all sick that day. I didn't think I could do the stand-up because I had diarrhea and everything.
Oh.
Why do you point to your throat when you say you have diarrhea? I'm just curious. But anyway, go ahead.
Diarrhea of the mouth.
It was all the way up there.
Artie says diarrhea of the mouth.
So Norm, so the guy liked you.
They're more like diarrhea of the mouth with this guy.
So the guy liked you. He thought you were political.
Yeah. So then I wasn't political. So then he goes and fucking does this gig with me where he thought he was gonna see Mort Saul or something like that. So, meanwhile, there's a guy with diarrhea backstage going, fuck, I hope I don't have diarrhea on stage. So, that doesn't help the story at all.
Right.
I like it.
You like it? So, I go on stage, and so, anyways, when I go on stage, I just talk at the start, you know, and so I was just talking about having diarrhea and everything for a little while. And being weirded out that I was on stage with feeling like I had diarrhea. So I just did some fucking jokes or something, you know, talked for a while.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I never know what to do at the end, so I just talk to people, whoever the fuck they want to talk about.
Sure.
So guys were like, and yelling out shit and stuff. And so then in this article, then the article comes out, and all of a sudden, I'm a fucking guy that does a fucking hour act about diarrhea.
Oh, he turned it around on you.
He doesn't
But that
talk
was
about
what it was,
politics.
I think, in his head. He goes, like this, the first line is, the first thing you have to know about Norm Macdonald, he's not a political comic, you know,
Yeah.
unless you consider diarrhea or something like that.
So you were the victim of a hatchet job. Here
No, it
was
wasn't a hatchet job. It was just what he thought, I guess. This is a fucking hatchet job.
So in Artie's article, let me give you the opposing point of view that I might share.
I think she wants to go like, oh, fuck, what if Artie dies and I wrote a nice thing about him, you know what I mean?
But wait a second. Artie's book is about his drug use. Artie's book is about all of his, you know, all of his faults
Carousing.
and his carousing. And she says, you know, basically, here's a day in the life of Artie, and there is a lot of turmoil right now in the life of Artie, and she describes it. So maybe it's really...
Maybe you should be asking your buddy Artie, why would he expose all of that to a reporter?
But Norm makes a good point,
Because
too.
that song, Cover of the Rolling Stone, you know, Rolling Stone.
But Norm
I
makes a
was
good
into
point.
that.
I
I
mean,
was-
she even says in the article that Artie's trying super hard to impress her, and
But I wasn't.
everybody is.
Artie- yeah, it's an article.
I don't know. It's an
I
article.
mean, I was on some level, but I wasn't trying super hard to do
we're
anything.
being nice.
Like one time, they did a Rolling Stone fucking thing about me, and I was like, "Hey, man!" Like he was like, "Hey, tell me about yourself." I go, "I don't want to compliment myself, but when I read these fucking articles, everybody's saying the guy's a fucking genius and all this shit." I go, "Why don't you go just ask people? They'll fucking tell you something." Because I read these articles, I go, "Do people really think about people this much?" You know, they'll go like Howard Stern. Fucking a guy has fucking 8 things to say. You know, I go, I never thought.
All right. Well, the title of your article was "The End of Civilization." Norm Macdonald used to be urbane wit of SNL's Weekend Update. Boy, is that over.
Are you Googling? Or
Yeah. Wow.
No, I mean,
something? You use www.
Yeah, I used www, and I found out what was going on.
Googled it?
but he's right. Norm is right. When you read stuff about somebody else, I don't know, like David Cross or something, or some of these other guys.
Everybody else is a genius.
Yeah, they got a million people in their life that they find who call them great, and I'm
it's like
well,
a
maybe
guy's
they'll call
work.
somebody in the.
It's like a guy's worked on a quote for a fucking month or something. You know, it's like Churchill. He goes, "Well, the thing about Dana Gould is the big fucking thing." I go, "Wow, that guy thought about that a long time.
So it's very
Come
important.
up with that big fucking thing." I don't think about anybody.
Do you have a publicist to make sure now that these kinds of things don't
Like if
happen?
somebody asked me about Artie or you, I go, "You're fucking real funny." I wouldn't go like, "Well, I guess."
Did
But
you,
instead
did you
they-
call the guy after your article appeared? Did you say,
No, I
I'm
didn't give
not
a
pleased?
shit. No, I didn't go.
I mean,
But it was
Artie-
nowhere near this. This is like
This is DEFCON 5. This is bad.
Hitler got better press.
I think a lot of these writers too don't like comedians.
What about when they make
from
a
the
joke?
beginning? You know?
I love when
make
I
a
love when they
joke.
make a joke and it's the fucking most shit joke of all time.
What is it?
I don't know. Every,
Well, no, like
every
a lot of
fucking
them-
time they'll make a joke. Like in the review, they'll make a joke. You know,
Right.
they'll go like, "Dirty work was
Was dirty.
didn't work so dirty when whatever." Some fucking
Try.
Be washed.
But these are guys who can never get a job writing on any show that Norm or I was ever on. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, and I think they're bitter about that. But clearly,
I just felt bad for Artie.
then when they call people up about me, it's never that. You know, it's guys that I know have said to my face, "Hey, you're funny," but it's always like, "Yeah, we're just afraid Artie's going to die."
yeah.
Well,
Well,
listen.
I don't know. You know, it's just one fucking.
Now, I understand you are going with Artie.
It's
to-
just a slimy job because the girl has to go to Artie and pretend she likes him. It's going to be a good article.
Yeah, she's faking it too.
Fucking shit job where you have to lie to somebody, tell them it's something going to be good, and then disappoint them.
On any level, do you think she wrote a nice article?
That's what you think? I didn't
On
really
any
think
level,
that.
do you think she was? Did she give you the impression, Artie, that she liked you and she was going to do a good job?
Yeah, she said, "Listen, I think you're." She said to me, "She said after I did stand up, I was driving her home, and she said, I think you're unbelievably talented. That was impressive to see." She said to me, "It was unbelievably impressive to see you got a standing ovation going up, you got a standing ovation leaving, and there were people mobbed backstage trying to get you to sign their book, thanking you and hugging you." I said, "Well, great." I said, "That's going to look great in Rolling Stone."
Unfortunately, that didn't
Just
make
that
the
didn't make it
article.
in.
And everything she said was true. That happened. I didn't tell her anything, but, it's like...